My girlfriend had a massive amount of debt and hid it from me for years, so I broke up with her. Now my close friend is getting married on my property and told me I'm not allowed to bring A+1 because it'll upset my ex, who is the bride's cousin. Posted by you/long_assistant 8873. Here is the situation. Last summer, I bought my grandparents' house. This house was the hangout spot for my friends and me throughout our childhood. This includes my friend Dave. The house has a sizable amount of land, which includes a lake and a gazebo. I was supposed to buy the house with my now ex-girlfriend, Leslie. But, during the process of getting approved to buy it, I found out that she had massive amounts of credit card and personal debt that she had hidden from me throughout our 4 years together. I decided to break up as a result. That was about 6 months ago. I met Leslie because Dave's long-term girlfriend, Kim, is Leslie's cousin. Dave and Kim are engaged and set to get married in April. When I was buying the house, they asked if they could have the ceremony at the gazebo, which I agreed to. In December, I started dating again. Leslie has not taken this well at all. She thinks we are going to get back together and has tried multiple times to make that happen. I have told her in no uncertain terms that it isn't happening. Dave and Kim have asked me not to bring A+1 to the wedding for Leslie's sake. I have told them that this request is ridiculous. This wedding is happening at my house, using my land, and I'm not allowed to bring a date because of a crazy ex? If that's the case, then they need to find a new venue for the wedding. They are pissed about this given the short time frame before the wedding is supposed to happen. So, we are at an impasse. Am I the jerk here? Top/relevant comments. Additional info from Op. I have seen a few things brought up a number of times in the comments, so I will quickly address them here. I am fully aware of the liability issues, which is why I purchased, and they reimbursed me for, a special event insurance policy, which will provide 100% coverage for any damages, claims, injuries, etc., to any of the property or persons, up to $2 million. It was one of the first things we did after I agreed to have the event in my home. The wedding will have a maximum, if everyone comes, of 75 guests, 5 catering staff, and 5 security staff. The security is because this is an open area that anyone walking past can access. The house has hosted events twice this size, and logistically it has been fine. On the property are 2 cottages, one with 1 bathroom and the other with 2 bathrooms. The only portion of my house that will not be locked during the wedding is the finished basement. The basement has 2 bathrooms. Every person who is single, i.e., not in an established relationship, received an invitation with A+1, including me and Leslie. This talk came after I sent in my return card and indicated I was bringing A+1. Now, they are saying they do not want me to have the +1 because Leslie blew up about it and they are afraid of a blow up at the wedding. Leslie indicated she intends to bring someone on her card. I do not know if she will actually bring someone. Downvoted commenter. One thing, you are not entitled to Leslie's financial information as a boyfriend, even a long-term boyfriend. She was not hiding it from you, it was none of your business. It became your business when merging finances became a likelihood. Op's response. I am entitled to not be told lies. In conversations about finances, she misrepresented her financial status. She was the one who initiated our conversations about money about 6 months into the relationship and then hid information for years about her financial situation. She demanded to know about my income, debt, and savings. I provided it because I thought we were planning a future together. I asked for the same information, and she described her credit card debt as very little. Sorry, but $50,000 of credit card debt is not very little. If her view was, you do not have a right to know, then okay. But that was not her view at all. So, yeah, she hid it from me. Commenter 2. How much debt was she in, aside from the $50,000? Op's response. About $30,000 in student loans and owes about $20,000 on a car. We could probably pay off the credit card debt in about 3 years. My issue is her lying about it. I've lost trust in her. Update 1 week later. So, I met with Dave this morning. We talked for almost 2 hours about everything. I laid it out that I thought he was, at best, a crappy friend. I went through our long history of various things over the years that have me questioning our friendship. That was the bulk of our conversation. We then turned to the breakup with Leslie and the crap show of the last 6 months. Throughout the last 6 months, despite Leslie's craziness, I have bent over backwards to try and accommodate her feelings. She has shown up at my house in the middle of the night. I did not go for a restraining order. When I go out, I do not go to places I know she and her family like to go. She has implied to her family and mutual friends, at various times, that I cheated and/or that I took advantage of her financially, neither of which is true at all. I have held my tongue to avoid embarrassing her about these things in front of her friends and family. Dave knows all that and yet is demanding, once again, that I put Leslie's feelings before my own. I said, you and everyone need to stop coddling her like she is a effing child. Dave concedes that Leslie has been crazy and ridiculous since the breakup. But, He says, she feels she did not get closure after the relationship. She wants to have an evening where she can talk to you to get that closure. He also told me that Leslie has been very vigilant about paying off her debt and paid off almost $10,000 of the credit card debt. She wants to talk to me about her progress to see if that might cause me to change my mind. It will not. I asked him, so, do you expect me to go to the wedding and talk to her? Because I have her blocked everywhere and, date or not, I do not plan to say a single mumbling word to her. He said, I fully expect she would lose it if y'all do not talk at the wedding. I told him if that is the case, then, for the good of my property, I can't have Leslie come. If she is so unstable that I need to be coerced into a conversation with her, she is too unsafe to be a guest, in any capacity, in my home. So, I have told him, based on what he has told me, Leslie cannot come to my house or on my land. I am willing to still have the wedding at my place, but I cannot trust Leslie won't do something, given what you are telling me. Dave lost it at this point. He said, F you and your crap. I don't need it. So, I said. Then the wedding is off. He left. So, that is the state of things. Top/relevant comments. Commenter. Well, I think one of your key takeaways from this is that you need to start living your life, stop avoiding places you normally go to, clarify to people why you broke up, not that you cheated, and put together any evidence of her crazy behavior so you can get a restraining order if needed. You also need to tell people why the wedding isn't happening at your place, as you know they're going to make you out to be the bad guy. Commenter 2. BS, he wants you and Leslie to get back together. You said nothing unreasonable. The point is not that she is paying her bills now, the point is she lied to you and hid this debt for 4 years. That's the issue. It's crazy that your so-called friend is siding with her. He all but tried to coerce you into talking to her at the wedding. They can find another venue if she is that damn important. Second update 3 months later. People have asked for an update. Now that the original date of the wedding has passed, I think it's appropriate. In the weeks following the discussion with Dave for my last update, a number of our mutual friends reached out to me and asked if everything was okay. I ignored these messages and went about living my life. Dave reached out to my grandparents. My grandparents said I needed to talk to Dave and figure it out. I ignored them. About a month after my last update, Dave's mom reached out. She said, I hope you are doing well. Can I come and listen to you? I know a number of people want to tell you what they think, but I just want to hear you. I will say as few or as many words as you want. If you do not want to, I completely understand. Her tone and tenor were different from everyone else's, so I decided to meet up. We met on the back porch of my house. I told her everything, the breakup with Leslie, including why we broke up, getting the invitation with the +1, the subsequent meeting with Dave and Kim rescinding the +1 because Leslie was upset, and then meeting up with Dave and everything discussed with him and my decision to say they could not use my property for the wedding. After I explained everything, I was pretty upset. She asked, "Can I give you a hug?" I said yes. She gave me a hug while I cried for a bit. She asked if there was anything I wanted her to say. I asked her for her perspective on everything. She talked about how she didn't really know why Leslie and I broke up. She had heard rumors about me cheating and the like, but she didn't believe them. Still, she didn't know the real reason we broke up because she thought we were happy and had a good relationship. She admitted she was upset by it because she was looking forward to coming to our future wedding, Dave and me having kids around the same age, and those kids spending time together at her house like Dave and I used to do. But ultimately, she felt it was not her place to say anything since I'm a grown man entitled to live my life how I see fit. She said Dave can be a jackass and was being one here. She told me Leslie's behavior was out of line, but she deeply empathized with Leslie. Dave's mom told me things I didn't know about her breakup with a long-term boyfriend before she met Dave's dad and how, for a year and a half, she was an absolute wreck of a person. During that time, she said she did a lot of things she's not proud of and that were out of character for her. She told me she dreamed about a certain life she was going to have, and that dream was shattered, and for a year and a half, she would have done anything to get that dream back. So, she cannot judge Leslie but thinks Leslie needs therapy. We shot the crap for a bit and then she left. For the next couple of weeks, I kept getting calls and texts asking, "What is going on?" from various people involved. I decided to just, in a rather factual way, lay everything out. I drafted a mass text message and laid out exactly why the wedding was not happening at my home. I went through everything I had shared with Dave's mom. I also sent an email. I made it clear that if anyone showed up to my house on the original wedding date, I would call the police. After I sent the message and email, a number of mutual acquaintances and friends apologized to me for how they had contributed to the situation. Also, crap apparently hit the fan regarding the wedding. Dave had lied about our conversation to Kim. He apparently told her he begged and pleaded with me to let them have the wedding on my property. Dave reached out to me to apologize and see if I would be willing to talk. I told him I thought it was best that we not talk for a while. A lot of people are mad at Leslie, and her family is blaming her for the wedding situation. No one showed up at the house on the original day of the wedding. As far as I know, the wedding date is in limbo. Top/relevant comments. Commenter. I love Dave's mom. Commenter 2. I'm glad you finally told your side of the story. Sometimes you want to just take the high road, but that just allows others to make up their own stories to everyone else. So even though you shouldn't have had to tell it, I'm glad you did. You are completely right, and I don't think Dave was that great of a friend to you. He didn't have your back at any point and now wants to talk? I'd say nah, too. Commenter 3. Why is Dave so invested in Leslie's feelings instead of his best friends or his fiancés? Ops response. I 100% guarantee you that Dave is doing Kim's bidding. Kim definitely wants Leslie and me back together. Edit to add, she is pissed he lied about our conversation. She very much wants to have the wedding on my property. But she also very much wants Leslie at the wedding and for us to reconcile. In other words, as it relates to Leslie, Dave is doing exactly what Kim wants.